this is MIki, and welcome to MIki Study Hall. Oh, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so what's your name? Tell me about yourself.
Hello, my name is Christopher Levens,
Mm,
and I am from the United States, New York City.
Okay, so,
Um, Born and raised in Toms River, New Jersey, and now living here in Kanagawa, Japan.
all right, thank you. So, Chris,
Thank you.
you have been doing some free listening material for SkyTalk, right?
Yes, I have.
Thank you so much for helping SkyTalk also.
とんでもないです。
Hey! Oh, so you do know some Japanese.
Oh, of course, もちろん。
Isn't it hard? I mean, isn't it difficult to learn some new language?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Those are capital letters. Yeah, no, it is difficult. It is very difficult, especially, Japanese is nothing like English or Spanish or, French. I mean, even Italian is a little bit similar to Spanish, so you can kind of pick up some things, but the Japanese language is very unique.
Mm,
And so, yes, it was very difficult,
mhm.
you know,
Okay.
about the language. American English is very um, large mouth, very animated,
Mhm.
lots of hand movements and gestures.
Mhm.
But Japanese is not. It is very still and
Mm.
small mouth
Mhm.
and not much hand movement to
Mm.
express.
Mm.
So it's very different. You
Mm.
you basically take on a different part of yourself, I think, when you learn a foreign language.
I see.
Yeah,
I do understand the muscles, which you're using are so different, right?
it's true.
When you speak English, I guess you need to use upper jaw, and like a smiling faces more to sound like
Mm.
a like that. But in Japan, Japanese needs to use the lower jaw to pronounce each words.
Mm.
They don't move their eyes that much.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, so yeah, anyway, I really want to talk about some differences between United States and Japan today.
Sure, I'd love to give my opinion.
All right. Okay, so first, okay, how long are you living in Japan right now?
About 7 years.
Wow, 7 years.
Yeah, a little over 7 years.
I guess you learned so much in 7 years. It's really a long time to stay here, right?
Yes, no, it is a long time. It's a long time to stay anywhere besides your home country.
Mm,
Um, yes, I have learned many, many things.
okay, so
Yes,
so before you came to Japan, what did you know about this country?
I knew it was very far away.
Okay.
I knew it was very far away.
Okay.
Sadly enough, like lots of Americans, we really don't know many differences between the Asian people because to
Mm,
us, everyone looks the same.
I see. Yeah.
We can't really tell that if someone is Chinese or if someone is Korean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so in that sense, it's a little bit, in our ignorance
Mm-hmm.
that we are not able to decipher the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, we think of Japanese as Chinese, like karate pictures and,
Mm-hmm.
so of course the samurai swords.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we know that they are different people
Mm-hmm.
because of history has taught us,
Mm-hmm.
that, there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But, lots of Americans don't really know. They know sushi, probably,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
sashimi. They know more about the food, green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, or maybe taking the onsen, getting in the ufuro, the hot baths.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and animation.
Yeah,
So
agree.
animation games, You know, if you're a gamer in the States, we have Pokemon and stuff on TV the same.
I see.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think more now people really put with Japan is animation and electronics. We have this image that, of course, that Japanese people are very smart,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody wears glasses, maybe.
Maybe that's why you're wearing glasses today.
But and it is those stereotypes that we see on TV or that
Mm-hmm.
imitate that we are stuck with.
Mm.
As well for the Japanese here that see the images on TV, and lots of people are like, oh my gosh, like, I've never spoken to a foreigner who's black because on TV you're dangerous in the movies, and and so I can laugh about it because I'm comfortable with that,
Mm-hmm.
and I can take a moment to educate to say everyone is not the same.
You're right.
I have that living here that everyone is not the same, that every Japanese person who maybe doesn't care for me for some reason or some nasty trait towards me, there are 20 people who are fantastic and wonderful and loving and caring that will step forward to help or, to stand next to me, the back and forth of it. So that's it.
I agree. It's really hard to, how can I say, draw the line as the races. Like Americans are like this, Japanese are like that, because we are the independent person. We have our own, how can I say,
Individual.
yeah, individuality, of course. Because it's the same for Japanese. We think the Americans are fat. They love
Well, some of us
you know,
are.
well,
Some of us are.
yeah, they love McDonald's. They
So
eat
we do.
beef. Yeah.
And it's some of the images are true,
Mm, mm.
but it's not for everyone.
You're right. Doesn't fit to everyone.
Yeah, it doesn't fit for everyone, but they are true. You named everything that is very true.
Mm,
But of course that doesn't fall for every person. And I think that's the thing to realize, that not to judge a book by its cover. To
mm.
feel that you are going to let the person show who they are before we judge who you think they might be.
You're right.
And if we do it that way, we're able to have a sense of openness,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which allows people to come in because they feel like I'm not going to be judged.
But to be honest, to break those stereotypes that we Japanese need to speak English more fluently, because if we do not do that, nobody will understand their or his or her personality. We need English to express ourselves more.
Hmm.
But I think that Japanese and English is totally different language. The structures is different.
Yes.
Letters, of course, is really different. So yeah, how can Japanese use English or learn English more effectively to express themselves?
Um, I think that the Japanese do know English.
Hmm.
It's studied from elementary school all the way up, in reading and writing.
Yes.
So I feel the language is there. It's not foreign.
Okay.
It's something that they're used to, that they see it, they understand what it means. Most Japanese are excellent readers
Mm.
in English.
Mm-hmm.
For first time looking at something, there might be a little bit of stumbling, but they can read it like more than for someone learning to speak or read katakana or even hiragana. To
Mm-hmm.
read fluidly
Mm-hmm. You're right.
it comes only with practice, but
Mm-hmm.
because it's studied in the school systems from for such a long period of time, it's not a foreign thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that the Japanese are just not confident enough.
Mm.
You know, Here, perfection is something that, you know, compared to most countries, is not even began to be reached. But here in Japan, like, things can almost be done in a perfect fashion. And it's kind of engraved that everything should be done correct.
You're right.
And when these mistakes happen, people clam up.
Yeah.
You know, they try to rethink the sentence again because,
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't right. And we begin to waste time, and we're stuck on this one thing, and then there's space and no one's talking, and you know, and it just is like, oh no. And then it's like a shell, and you know, the person closes up.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that in reality, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. I should be able to understand you. It's my language. All you have to do is give me the subject and the verb. I can pull about the rest on what you're trying to talk about. You know, and in New York City, there's so many Chinese, and their English is horrible. But the difference is that they don't care about making mistakes.
You're right. Yes.
So we can have a conversation easily.
Yes.
They don't ever say, "Oh, I meant to say," not ever. And they are talking full speed, like, okay, you know, I go to the restaurant to order. They're like, you want this, you want that, blah, blah, blah. And you know that the sentence is wrong. You know what they mean should have an ing or ed added to it, but it doesn't. But it doesn't make a difference. We still communicate. I do what I have to do. They do what they have to do, and it's done with. So they're not overtaken by the fact of not being able to speak the language well.
Agree. Well,
Just in my opinion.
Well, maybe it's just part of the culture that Japanese wants everything in perfect style.
I think it is. I agree.
They do care about the fashion, as you said. So.
And there's nothing wrong with caring.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with caring, but in the end, if the objective is to communicate, to get something relayed, a message relayed, then let's just get to it. It doesn't really matter as long as I can get to relate to what you need me to understand you, or I need you to understand me. Then the goal is won.
Right.
You know, no one's coming up with a marker being like, this is what your grade was, just for that, you know.
No one would do that.
Folks be like, where's the marker, man?
Oh my God. But you're right. Yes, I really want to tell to the people. So, you need to be open. If you don't understand or if you do not know what to say, you can ask to the person, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm always doing.
Yes, and you know, I do that in Japanese too. Did I say this wrong? Is this right? Or how do you say this? Or
right.
you know, because it's important for you to feel that you can even ask questions when you're wrong.
And I guess that will be the good start to have the communication with the person also.
No, I agree. I agree. You know, and you know, I can say that for American people are very, you know, we're really equipped about using common sense to work things out. You know, and quickly to feel like we're going to help you if you don't understand, because there are so many immigrants in our country, and no one even thinks for a second, like, you know, if they have to communicate with somebody, that they're going to take their time to feel that they will try to help them. You know, people who are traveling in the States, like, don't be afraid about talking to the people. They will respond nicely. I feel that I can say that from in the United States, that generally people are, you know, they will help.
But not in New York, I say. New York, Manhattan was so unkind to me.
You know what? It's always the people who have never been to New York that say stuff like that.
Really?
Because it's nice. The people are nice. It's a nice mix. It's a very safe place.
Well, you're right. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
your
Now, a long time ago, now, I would not have said that. But when Giuliani stepped in and cleaned up the city, there's police everywhere. I mean, the crime rate has been like some small under 8%. Like,
Wow.
so a safe place. There are spots in different boroughs that maybe I wouldn't even go into, but that's everywhere around the world.
You're right.
But
You're right.
generally, New York is very, very safe.
Mm.
Really, really.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I was living in New York for 20 years ago. Maybe that was the time was really dangerous,
Yes, it was. It
right?
was.
So I was so scared to get on the subways, but mm, so
Different
now
place.
it's clean, different place. Okay.
It's not
I
a
mhm.
place.
Okay, then I need to go again.
Yes, please. Also, that's it.
Okay, so yeah, wow. Yeah, one more question. I really want to know like what made you decide to come to Japan? Because Japan is really a far, far away country from United States, right?
Yes.
And it's really a tiny island. And it's it's pretty hard to find in a map. But why? Why did you choose to come here?
Well, it's an interesting story if you have a few minutes.
Sure. Oh, you need to ask my listeners. Hey. Damn
I've even given the Christmas change now.
it. Okay.
The Christmas story.
All right.
No, it's not a Christmas story. Can you still see me actually?
Yes, I can
Okay,
see.
just checking. Just checking.
Okay.
Well, actually, I had just finished a Broadway.
Oh, sorry. It's stuck in line, and I need to call him back. I think.
Well, hello,
Hello. Okay, here we go again. Yes.
here.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
okay. Um, I was saying that in 2004, I had finished a national tour,
Mm-hmm.
Broadway national tour of Gold Rush,
Okay.
and I actually no, that's a lie. I was still on tour,
Mm-hmm.
and I received a call from New York to
Mm-hmm.
come back to play the role of Jesse Owens.
Mm.
Do you know who Jesse Owens is?
I'm not sure. What
He
kind?
is the first black man to win 4 gold medals in the 1936 Olympics when Hitler,
Okay.
they were in Germany.
Mm.
Hitler, of course, was in power.
Mm.
And at that time, the man who was running from America was Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And Hitler was like, he can't run in the games and blah, blah,
Mm.
blah. So the next person up was this black man, Jesse Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Time for him to run. And he not only did he run, but he won.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 gold medals later, he changed our history,
Mm.
history. So of course, I left to play this role. It was like a chance of a lifetime
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
I could play Jesse Owens.
Mm.
And so I had a break in between, and I was staying with my uncle
Mm-hmm.
and my uncle Charles, and we were on our way to breakfast, and he had given me a newspaper to read.
Mm-hmm.
It was the East Bay Express.
Okay.
We were in California.
Mm-hmm.
It was Oakland, and in the paper there was an ad. Want to teach in Japan, Nova.
Mm.
And I was reading it out loud to him, and I was laughing, and he was like, "Oh wow, it'd be really good. Like you should take the opportunity to go to Japan." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "I don't know anybody in Japan."
Mm.
And he used to work on charter flights,
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm.
and that was one of his routes was coming here to Japan with some diplomats.
Mm.
And so he knew it quite well, and he really enjoyed it, and he really recommended it. And my uncle's very cultured and very smart man,
Mm-hmm.
and he speaks 2 languages, um, and he really felt like it would be like a great opportunity for me,
Mm.
you know. And for me, I just took it as a joke, like whatever, like
Mm.
Japan I never expected to see in my lifetime, to be honest.
Mm. I see. Oh, now I cannot hear him again. Oh. Wait a minute. Connection trouble. Can you hear me? And I cannot hear you. What's going on Skype?
Think testing.
Okay, now I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Wow. Okay, here we go again. Yeah, hello
You're back.
again. You're back. So yeah, yeah, please explain about your story again.
I think where we stopped was talking about I received the job
Yes.
by
Mm-hmm.
with Nova. And my mom had told me something, and she told me that I shouldn't tell too many people about even applying for the job until I actually found out the information, like if I was going to get it or not.
Okay.
And I've learned to just listen to my mom
Mm-hmm.
when she said something. So I did. I didn't question it. And once it was finished, then she said I could tell people
Mm.
that, for us, lots of times people have a sense to put negative things in the way of things that are good.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can cause a little riffraff
Mm-hmm.
with your blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody's not happy for you. And so, in that sense, it was that if nothing happens, then there's nothing to say.
Mm.
But
Like.
if it happens, then it happened on the merit, on the way it was supposed to happen, without any interference
Mm-hmm.
of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I did.
Mm.
And once I did get the job, I told, my family of friends and acquaintances and comrades
Mm-hmm.
in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was really true. Everyone wasn't happy for me,
Mm.
because they were sad that I would be leaving them.
Mm.
It wasn't, it was taken a little personal, like, oh, you're leaving me. Like, what
Okay.
am I going to do that you're not here now? Like, we hang out all the time. And,
Mm.
but for most of my friends, it was really that uplifting,
Mm-hmm.
like, we're so happy, we're so excited.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mm-hmm.
good girlfriend Laura was like, I'm coming to visit you.
Mm.
Like, and she really did. She did
Mm-hmm.
come 3 months after I was here.
Mm.
Anyway, but so it was that thing, and so I did. I came to Japan, and I left my apartment in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
I subletted it out and put some things in storage,
Mm-hmm.
and I packed my bags, and I was coming here. And some people were like, "You're crazy." Like you have a great life here, you have a great job, you're a Broadway singer,
Mm.
like you're gonna give up everything to go to a place you know no one.
Mm.
And I look back now and I don't regret a minute of it. And I'm thankful to God that I have been brought here and brought this far, and I have not looked back. I don't feel like I have missed out on anything,
Mm.
and it's just amazing how things work out. And
Mm-hmm.
here I sit before you 7 years and something later
Mm-hmm.
to be able to talk about it.
Mm.
If someone would have told me this like in 2004, I would have laughed in their face. And if people are doing the math from 2004, I did leave Japan for about 7 or 8 months in between that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I came back. So it doesn't equal out to exactly.
Mm.
Because I'm sure people were like, he said
Yes, it doesn't.
2004, 7 years. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
let me just stop y'all math people right there. Yes. Anyway, so that's why I'm here. That brought me here.
I see. Wow, but how can I say? Well, I really feel that it's kind of like a destiny for you to come here, maybe, to make your life more worth, like a more rich, you know. So yeah, I'm really happy to meet you here in Japan, not United States. I think we would not have any chance to meet in the United States, right? Because we are here in Japan.
Maybe not, depending. Yeah,
Mm,
not in the way that here. Not
mm,
not like here, for sure.
mm. So you are teaching music for Japanese people, right? Not only for Japanese, but
All people, all
mm, mm.
Indian, Chinese, everybody's welcome. I'm living here. Most of my voice students are Japanese.
Mhm.
Yes,
And
and
you,
I'm
mhm,
uh, teaching voice lessons, vocal coaching, diction,
mm,
pronunciation, breathing, and theory,
mhm.
as well as sight singing and oral skills classes.
Wonderful. Wow, it sounds really perfect to me. Whew. So, how people can contact you? That can I put your like a URL, like website URL on
Yes,
it?
please. www.chrislevens.com or www.bodyandvoicestudios, BODYN,
Mm-hmm.
voice, VOIC, studios, STUDIOS, .com or at gmail.com.
I'm sure that many of people will repeat listening that part.
I'm sure it'll be posted to make it easier. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Chris. I guess, yeah, I think we need to have the interview again soon to talk about more, you know, because it's really interesting to know that we know two countries and we know the differences, but you see the things from American side and I see things from the Japanese side. So maybe we can talk about it more next time.
Okay, sure, no problem. Thank you very much for taking
Thank
some time out to
you.
talk on the study hall, and I hope the people who are listening can come back again and check out the other things that you'll be having on there. I sure will be.
Yeah, I'm sure. I really hope so.
Yeah, thank
So,
you for your time.
thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, let's talk again soon.
Okay,
All
thank you.
right, thank
All right,
you.
Merry
Bye
Christmas.
bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye.